Blessings, soul family. So we are going to do another short exercise for those that maybe have not seen the video about spherical time and why we are no longer able to manifest in the way that we once did in the past. We are past linear time. Linear time holds a state of consciousness. So in this state of consciousness, we would say that we're existing here. We have programming or imprints of our past, and then we would manifest by moving a frequency into our future and then running along this pattern until we met this in order to create it. Many times we'll start to create energy patterns that are at a higher frequency, and we actually manifest in this way. Whether we reverse engineer or we go into listen and do, we are still moving on a linear timeline in order to create. So you can only imagine what state of consciousness that we're reflecting in this. It's that something that I want is in the future. Something that I want is outside of myself. Something that I want, I need to make happen in order to achieve it. Now that we have moved into spherical time, and I will just go over the quick story of spherical time. So those of you that already know this, I'm going to add in just a little bit more information that I think you'll find really fascinating. So in 2012, the Earth shifted into a higher frequency. This is something that science is actually showing, and you can only imagine as we shifted into a higher frequency that created a new timeline. And because there were so many people that were still programmed to exist in the reality of the frequency that was existing before the shift, there became two different timelines. Well, guess what? This happened because each of you asked it to happen. The light workers, the way showers, whether it was a conscious choice or not, it's what you're here to do. It's to raise the frequency of your personal and the world. Personal ascension is the ascension path to shifting the frequency of humanity. So really own and embrace that part of you that has a strong desire to ascend or has a strong desire to create a high frequency life, because it's in that commitment through your own journey that you are changing the world. These two timelines existed for 8 years. After 8 years, in January of 2020, the two timelines hit and they bent, and they continued to bend for 4 months until April of 2020. In April of 2020, it created a sphere. It created spherical time. What I love about the universe is that it has so many messages that reflect exactly what we all have been waiting for and asking for. It just shows that we truly are creating our reality. So in spherical time, it took 8 years. 8 years is the frequency pattern of eternal. We have all been asking to ascend in physical form. That is eternal. Well, how do we do that? We move into the state of consciousness where there is no future and there is no past and there is only the now. Spherical time. We co-create with the universe, and now it is time to step into Creator. In spherical time, we have a harder time looking into the future in order to see what is going to quote unquote happen, or to put our desires out there in order to make them happen. The old way does not work anymore. Everything that you are desiring is right now. It's the frequency of which you are desiring is what is going to be reflected to you right now. When we can move out of the state of consciousness that something out there, or the message is out there, or I need to know what's out there, every single time you go into, oh, what do I need to create in order to be? You are creating from the ego mind. The ego mind needs to feel as though it needs to be the create what it wants in order to feel safe, to feel justified, to feel important. It normally is from a place of survival. I need money so that I feel safe. I need love so I'm not alone. Whatever it is that you want to manifest over these next 4 weeks, it is very important to use this as a practice of what state of consciousness am I in within spherical time. Spherical time is here to teach you how to exist in unity consciousness, to exist in the now within each now moment. It is to stop reflecting into the future and stop moving into our past in order to create a reality that we feel safe in by old programming or by creating a frequency pattern that we feel safe in. Because the truth is that we can't create in that way anymore. It is time to step into personal power and to becoming the creator. When we are a creator, we are no longer looking outside of ourselves for the answer. We are no longer needing to project into the future in order to create. We are creating in each moment. And spherical time is here to reprogram our brains to be able to hold the frequency of eternity, of unity, of living in the now. So just take a moment and ask to absorb what it means, what it feels like to live in the consciousness of spherical time. Allow it to download into your brain. Just feel what that feels like. This is the beginning of what is next. This is human evolution. This is no longer being the victim of whether or not the universe is going to give me what I want. You are the creator in this now moment. Choose and see. Observe and then see. So we'll talk more about this as we move through these classes. Your next video will go through the 5 levels of consciousness so that you can reflect on which level of consciousness you're in as we continue to move through these next 4 weeks. Because these next 4 weeks are here to create choice, awakening, and to program your mind to be able to exist in the experience of the creator in the now and spherical time. So much love.